Hello, everyone. We are officially back. Oh, we have been away for a while. So, welcome. Hi, everyone. It looks like my audio is going through, and if you're out there in the wonderful world of Twitch, you can tell us at any point, hey, can't hear you. But if you can, hopefully it's like you love it anyway. So, obviously, I've had too much coffee, and I am your host for the evening. My name is John, and I'm part of the leadership here at Rook and Rasp. And this is our one game we've had going this quarter. Has been our Dragon Age game. It's been good to get a little bit of a break for a bit, I think. Everybody taking some time. This dawn is starting to break, and you are seeing people milling about outside. You are on the second floor of a warehouse, and you already can hear the movement, the sounds, the city beyond, the smells of food and other things as the day begins. Everybody's up, everybody's baking, everybody's cooking. Everybody is beginning to work to prepare the city for another day. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get an idea of where your characters are. So, I'd actually love to start off with Leon. And Alu in chat, and we've got Farland and Crow. I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. So,
if I'm recalling correctly, Leon did not go to a party. Leon did not accompany Lou to the other quarter. Leon stayed in our room because Leon hates this fucking city. So Leon wakes to the sights and smells of the city and promptly goes up and cinches the curtains closed, like trying to block out the light and the sound, and just goes back to bed. No one else is there yet. Everyone else is still out for the evening or the morning, and Leon goes back to bed and puts his head under the pillow.
all right. Now, Mara and Elian, you were both there, or had both returned. What would one of you like to say what you're doing in the morning?
I can go. Ilian slept, but was really restless. They are very concerned that Lou, somebody tried to murder one of us, and then Lou just vanished, and no one else seemed very worried. Ilian also is going through a bit of a crisis of, maybe not everyone loves this stuff. So Ilian would like to go to, there was, a pastry shop, that was a favorite when they were a child, and they really liked they had some, orange glazed scones that were really, important to them, and they're gonna get scones for everyone. And just to being I know I'm a shitty rich kid, kind of oh, I feel kind of bad, and so I'm just gonna leave. Is Amara coming with me, TV?
So Amara is also very concerned that Lou isn't back yet. Amara would probably wake up, then do a round of checking everyone's room. It's oh yeah, there's Ilian. Oh yeah, there's Leon. Oh yeah, there's Lou. And I imagine there being an empty bed or bedroll or whatever we're sleeping in.
Well, with that, I'll just to check in, let's go ahead and ask. So, would Olivia return before dawn and try to sneak in, or okay, just making sure.
No, she was having the idea that she would stay there and hook up with one or more of the concubines, but as they came down to the bunk area, she actually turned them away and just shut the door, napped, and when we get back to her, I'll tell you what she's doing.
So Amara wouldn't go with Ilian to get the scones. Amara would wait in case Lou came back, and then after Ilian gets back, this might be one of the moments where Ilian and Amara are aligned, because they're both where's Lou? Did Lou tell you that she was going anywhere?
No, and Oh, also, Ilian is still Ilian, so like is kind of trying to hide the scar. Like they're not comfortable like with an outright gesture of affection, so they're trying to kind of hide the scones behind their back, and then we'll like leave them on people's pillows, kind of situation. Um, uh, so definitely like. I'm imagining Amara walking up with Ilian, like putting a scone or something, and being like, "What? No, 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 don't know where." No,
What?
Templar and Templar Palier. No, I have not seen Lou. I was hoping that she would be back. I, it's just such a massive city, and I don't know how to search for her, and all my contacts are old, and I don't know what to do.
Especially with the attack last night, and look, there's something on my pillow. This could be poison. This could be a trap. Ilian, do you know where the scone came from?
Yes, I put it there. I thought you would like it.
Amara doesn't say anything for a minute, looks pretty startled, but then like a shit-eating grin kind of starts working up her face.
If you are rude about this, I will take it back.
Thank you for the scone, HQ-san.
Open Templar. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna go try to like. Ilian's not very sneaky, but I'm gonna try to like open the door to where Leon's sleeping and very quietly put his phone down, and then sneak out because if Mara's gonna give me shit, Leon would destroy me for this situation. Just very quietly leave his phone.
Sorry, the whole poison, it could be a trap was just a lot for me. I will say this: as your character went to go get the
I can
scones,
clearly not eat the scone in front of me.
you for Elian, it is becoming increasingly obvious how much the capital has changed. You walk out that morning, and something that has never existed so much is here, and that is in the here in the capital city, street vendors. Like we're talking booths and wares out in the open, which is kind of a very odd concept. Here in Valroyo, it's
Pedestrian.
it's very pedestrian, in fact, especially in this section of town. So it catches you off guard for a moment. What would your character think of that as well?
Ilian would look around to see like who is like going to these booths. Is it like nobility with like, or is it like more of the servants of nobility? Ilian is like very perplexed. This is not what this like used to be, but like understanding that things change. But like, what are the rules? Like Ilian's trying to figure out what the social rules are with this.
The nobles are avoiding it. And pretty much brushing past and going into the buildings. And of course, you notice that there are still those who, with masks, attending or going to those booths, but more on behalf of someone else.
Yeah.
And so for Livia, also coming back into this, you left in the morning, or you left at night. The streets were cleared, and now business is rolling in like a tide as all this is set up.
Easy to blend in that way. Again, I will wear the mask on the boat back, tossing around all of this information and trying to figure out what to do with this, and knowing how incredibly dangerous the Seekers are and how incredibly dangerous it could be to Ilian and Amara. To draw any kind of attention from them to them from the Seekers. So she comes back with a parcel that she's eating out of, with sopecitas, which are, little beans and salsa. Eating those, she's taken standard, Ravani fare that she's munching on as she comes through, on the boat. Packs up what she has left and puts it away. She's also picked up a couple of other things that she may or may not now have the occasion to drop off, but she kind of breezes like she's going towards the warehouse. And just how dangerous these seekers are, she turns and heads off in the direction where she thinks she might be able to get an eye or overhear information about them and what they might be looking for in their aims. And again, she's wearing that, she kind of looks down at the wolf's head, puts the mask on, and settles herself to be on the hunt.
All right. It is daytime, and for the most part, this this isn't so much a stealth as it is an attempt to fit in. So, unless you would prefer to go stealth and find a way through the city in that manner, I was actually going to recommend either a performance or an etiquette.
I think actually she can use stealth.
Okay.
Blending in through the crowds, slipping in to groups where she might be dressed similarly, because when she puts the mask on, she takes off the bandana, the bangles, she pulls her hair down so you can't really see her earrings, and trying to just kind of blend into the crowds and stand close when maybe at the corner of a building to overhear what's being said and that sort of thing. Just very casually, if she's got to pay for something off of one of these carts and be eating it or munching on it or whatever as she's pretending to shop or pretending to eat, just overhearing and listening as if she's going about her day.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that stealth roll. I'm going to set the difficulty for this one. Let me pull up my chart. We're going to go ahead and say, right now you're not doing anything that draws attention to yourself, so it's just going to be an average at 11.
She got a 12, but she does have one stunt point. I don't know that I can do anything with that at the moment, or maybe the no, I think quick search is more than that, isn't it?
I actually think it is. I will say thank you so much. Dot out there in chat has gifted you with your first reroll of the evening.
I can use advantageous position though.
Okay. So, the headquarters, and I'll come to back to the rest of y'all there at the location here in just a moment. But the headquarters of the Seekers of Light is not or Seekers of Truth, is not exactly a hidden location. It is publicly known, away from both the Grand Temple as well as the main headquarters of the Templars and the Circle. So, you're able to position yourself near there if you would like.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There is not as much activity as you would expect, which is kind of telling. Singular guard outside manning the place. And not a lot of attention is paid to the location. They seem to just glance over. People in the street seem to glance over at it, mumble a few things, and keep walking. I'm going to go ahead and say that if you're, let's get an information roll in there. Information communication. Just to see, as you're observing everything, see what kind of information you would actually pick up. And it's going to be a challenging roll, so I'm going to go ahead and set the difficulty at 13.
What am I rolling?
It's going to be communication and I believe it's investigation. Yes.
Mm-hmm. 17.
All right. Things that you begin to hear. Discussions of how the Seekers have fallen on harder times, overwhelmed in their duties. People talk about the loss of a national hero and how that has affected the Seekers, and that a Seeker known as Cassandra disappeared from the capital at the same time the Queen did.
Cass. We fucked.
Is there any mention of who's leading them now?
There is, in fact.
And also, does she recognize Cassandra's name?
Without a doubt, probably. I mean, Cassandra Pentagast, Seeker Pentagast, is in their rise as a Seeker, is seen somewhat as a national hero. They slayed a dragon in the court of this city in Valroyo during one of the
With the help of mages.
Yes. But, I mean, when you think of the absolutely insane heroic feat of jumping from buildings to slay 5 dragons, essentially, she's kind of a larger-than-life character throughout this country as well as this city. And for them to be gone 6 months later, and they talk about several people being gone. Yeah, that has definitely weighed on them. And there is discussion of recruitment for the Seekers. And currently, there is a cousin of the original Lord Seeker, Lambert, who now is leading it. Also calling themselves Lord Seeker Lambert. But not, for those of you who are aware of who that is, this would not be the famous one that was before Cassandra.
Totally different. Lord Seeker
Totally
Lambert.
different Lord Seeker Lambert. But,
Totally different.
it is the way of nobles to take advantage of birth name.
Nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of vibe that they're giving about this particular Lambert? Do they have faith in them? Are they a good person?
Because of your role, I'm going to say that it leans. The people seem to almost believe that these Seekers have fallen on harder times. But the discussions lean more for you, especially with your knowledge of more covert affairs. That is probably the direction that the Seekers have gone. Is instead of being a military service, they have probably gone into the shadows themselves and become more in the line of espionage.
Interesting.
Because all of a sudden it's like, where are they? What are they doing? Why do we not see them around anymore? Who's keeping the Templars in order? What is happening with this? And everything, it doesn't feel right. It feels as if these people have been largely misled as to what the Seekers are doing, especially with other knowledge that you now have.
Right. Okay. I am going to go hang out near the warehouse until I see Amara.
All right.
And I'm going to stay hidden from sight until I see Amara.
So for those of you back in the warehouse, then we kind of drifted away there in the middle of scone delivery time.
Important stuff, man.
Important stuff.
I bring a lot to the roleplay game. Orange glazed scones. I got you.
They, there might be a place for those, in, the untold tale of how scones have saved the world.
Aren't you glad they're not bananas?
Absolutely not.
Anyway,
It's too late to quit, right? I can't quit now.
No.
you signed a
Okay.
contract.
It was a hate crime because I hated it.
Um,
After the scones, Amara would like periodically step out of the warehouse to like look around to see if she sees Lou. And I doubt I won't even roll for it. I have a 0 in perception. Like I don't
You
think
won't-
that would go well.
You won't have to. She'll wait till you walk past and just grab you and pull you into the shadows.
Just because we're waiting longer than we thought, Ilian is letting Amara do patrol, and to distract themselves is just like diving into the paperwork that I went through the last time, doing like a little bit of a like trying to like map it out and like understand it, very like get a little intense about it.
Leon comes out of that bedroom with basically just a sheet around his waist. His hair is kind of like long, kind of matted over his face. He drags out, stands next to you for a moment, looking at the paperwork. Says, "Maybe that goes there," and like points somewhere else, like moves a piece of paper in front of you. Grabs another scone and goes back into the room.
Glad you like them.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
For those of you who had ventured outside, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Is this count when I was on scone duty, or is this for Amara and Lou?
This would definitely be Amara and Lou, unfortunately, in this case. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Not offended.
Had to think of my timing here.
15.
I got a 10, but I got 3 stunt points, which I'm going to use for object of your attention to get a +1 to further tests towards perceptions in the rest of the scene.
Very nice.
So for Luvia, then, you will notice a individual with a mask that is familiar nearby. That of the De Bolognese family, specifically your contact for your group within the Antietam Crows, the woman that met you in the swamp.
Are they making eye contact? Or are they looking like they're trying for me not to see them?
They are trying to look nonchalantly like they are investigating a few booths, but they are near the warehouse as well. So they would be obviously spotted usually. But it's one of those things where this is not the same person. You're looking at them and you think that this might be someone from her, at least from their household.
Okay. I'll let them think for now that I don't see them.
So then Lou grabs Amara, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And are you still wearing the wolf mask?
No, she'll pull it off as she grabs you, like, oof, pull you back in.
Amara goes, "Oh, Lou! Oh, Lou! Oh, God! Maker! Thank goodness you're okay. Are you okay?" Amara will like give Lou like an up down, seeing if there's any like blade marks or like slashed clothes or anything like that.
You wanna pat me down?
No, just after the attack last night, we were just worried.
You missed a perfectly good opportunity to...
Well, I know I know you carry plenty of secrets, so I'll let them be for now.
I should reach up and touch your face and go, oh, honey, that's not what I meant.
Amara will blush and will say, "There's scones upstairs."
And she'll pull out the packet she has of the sopecitos and she'll go, these are Rabani. Would you like to try one?
Yeah, and Amara will happily try one. I don't think Amara's from like Bon Court, which is close to where we started. So like I don't think Amara has had like a lot of food from other cultures. So I think Amara's delighted and goes, "Oh, this is good." And we'll like
just put the rest of the parcel in your hand, which probably has 4 or 5 left over from her breakfast. We're probably going to want to walk and talk because we have eyes on us. Maybe friendly, maybe not. I'm going to keep an eye out.
Amara stiffens and then consciously lowers her shoulders, trying to be like, right.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Because you're so smooth.
So Lou's gonna slide around beside Amara and put her arm around Amara's waist, and put Amara's arm over Lou's shoulder, so it looks like they're just walking along.
Yeah. Amara will go along and you let Lou kind of lead along.
I've got a lot of information, and I'm at a crossroads because I don't know if I want to share it. I think some of it's going to be very dangerous for you. I mean, and Ilian and Leon, you know, I just think it's dangerous and I don't want to put you all in danger. I couldn't stand it if anything happened to you. I mean, you all, you know what I mean.
Amara, would like think for a moment, chews and swallows, and says, "Lou, there's danger all around us. I think if it means helping you, I'm okay with danger."
The Seekers may have killed my mother.
And Amara like pauses for a moment before continuing to walk in step with Lou and goes,
And she's literally whispering this information in your ear like, you know, somebody's over, they A, don't hear it, and 2, it just looks like they're being all, you know, affectionate walking down the street.
Goes. And Amara leans over, doesn't ask how Lou got the info, doesn't ask about the validity of the info, but says like, "Are they still looking for your bloodline? For Morgan?"
She's going to make sure that she spies a tree that has plenty of open space around it and get Amara under it so that she can turn them to see this crow should they approach. And also be able to see should anyone else approach them. And then she is going to stay cuddled up next to Amara and info dump her on everything she knows.
Amara nods as she takes it in, still thoughtfully chewing. And we'll take it all in and say, this is, wow. This might be selfish of me to say, but like, thank you for everything you've shared with me. I know you may have glossed over some details here and there, but you've been looking out for us. You arranged for protection with the people who you talked with at the market. Like, thank you. What can we do?
I don't know. But I couldn't bear it if anything happened to you.
Amara will
And-
like squeeze her arm a little bit more.
If I'm going to go at the Seekers, you, and of course Ilian, need to be separated from that. You know, Leon's going through Leon's own thing, and Leon's mind is where it needs to be for Leon. But I don't want anything to happen to him. Don't you tell him that. I don't want anything to happen to him either. Underneath all of that, he's a good man. And he's been through a lot. But I'm going after them. If I have to sneak inside that building. Espionage? That's not the Seekers. Yeah, they're bastards anyway. Like, you need a babysitter. You're a grown-ass woman. You can figure out what to do with your life. You don't need a babysitter. But that's neither here nor there. But now they've turned from that because Cassandra Pendergast is missing. So this is what happens? I can say a lot of things about that woman, but at least she had some honor.
So you think it goes all the way to the top?
She'll even, like the stuff she overheard when she snuck into the cathedral about the orrery and how it doesn't align. She'll also be telling Amara about what happened to her in the courtyard and with the guy that she met way, way back near the boat who can't find his family. All of this shit is related, and somehow it has something to do with that bloody tapestry. It all comes back to that. Look, it can't be coincidental that I think there should be a fountain there. And this guy can't find his family. Now the Empress and Cassandra are missing. I'm right on the verge, and I don't know what it is, Amara. But is it like they're talking about worlds moving apart? Are we looking at realities colliding? Are we looking at people who are insane? What happened that night? And I think that tapestry is the answer. And I don't know what the hell this Cirrus wants, but if she wants that tapestry, she can kiss my ass if she thinks she's going to get it.
She'd be so lucky. This is...
Like,
Ooh, this is big. This is really big.
look, I don't 100% trust the Crows either, but at least they're paying us. But I don't know if I want them to have this information. We don't know who they serve ultimately.
I think... And we don't know how they would react to this larger existential kind of information. I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't... We need more info. We need to figure out... Somebody must have more information either about what happened that night or about where, like, more pieces of the tapestry could be. Like...
Well, we know where the tapestry is. It's in those ruins, but here's the thing. Whoever aided the Seeker worked for the Cirrus. Doesn't mean the Seekers are corrupt necessarily, but somebody's feeding them information.
We can find out who. I think we should... I think Ilian would be an excellent source to do some research into some of these larger mystical... I mean, what else could worlds diverging be except magic? Ilian would be, I think, top-notch at that. And if you want to talk about wheeling and dealing and getting more information from people, Leon absolutely can go to places where Leon can just bedazzle people, and that...
Yeah, he is slicker than snot on a doorknob.
You don't have to carry all this info alone anymore.
I know. I've just been doing it for so long, you know? I've never known who to trust, and I meet 3 complete strangers, and I find myself trusting you. But I also don't want what's happening, whatever this thing, whoever killed my mother, and I can't even imagine why. I mean, I can imagine why. My mother is able to tap information from our ancestors that's dangerous to them. Having a true Raveni Cirrus who can speak to the ancestors is dangerous to the Cirrus. And right now, I don't think she knows that I can't yet do that. I mean, I could try, but as Ilian said, it would probably go and be bad.
Let's-
But if the church finds out that the two of you are in on this could come down on you in like a ton of bricks. Have you taken the lyrium yet?
No,
Don't.
not yet.
Don't. They can't control you if you haven't taken it. And until we know who to trust, we don't know that the Templars aren't being controlled. We don't know that the Seekers aren't... I mean, they already police you.
I will say I haven't been really thrilled with how Templar behavior has been in the city, but Ilian and I have to report to the main stronghold, and I don't know what they. I don't know what they're going to ask of us yet.
I know. I don't know.
Maybe there's got to be a thread. There's got to be something here.
We also need to find out what our crow friend wants. It doesn't seem to know that I know that they're following us. They did follow us, right? From where we were to where we are now.
If you actually look over, after about 5 minutes, they walk and have a seat on a bench near the warehouse and are eating.
Do you want to talk to them alone, or do you want me to come with you?
Oh, I'm sure we both can. So we'll walk back like we're going towards the warehouse, and then stop really near them and go, what is it you need?
The young lady stands up and says, I am just here humbly to speak on behalf of my lady Marie de Balonis. She has requested that I seek you out. She knew that you had arrived here and requested that you look into someone.
And who might that
Okay.
be?
There is a man that she believes is involved in your whatever it is she has you doing. But the man's name is Klaus Monique. And I will put the name in chat for my players to be able to spell and read.
Thank you.
She said that he is involved and has something to do with the alienage, and that's all I know. Do you wish me to convey a message to my lady?
Not at this time.
Just that we have received her message.
She didn't, by chance, send our pay with you, did she?
No, I was not made informed of that, but
Ta-ta.
And she just kind of stares at both of you, looks between you, and then curtsies and departs.
Remind me, what was the connection with the alienage?
She just says that there's a connection, that he has a connection with something happening in the alienage.
Okay. Let's see if maybe Ilian will know who this person is. As far as Amara is concerned, Ilian knows everyone in the capital.
You're from there, right?
You know this people, right?
Also, when you said bedazzled about Leon earlier, all I could think about is Leon wearing like a full bedazzled outfit of like the jeans, a jean jacket with some
And the
stuff.
codpiece would definitely have a
Yes.
bedazzled giant codpiece.
Bedazzled codpiece, 100%.
Maybe some.
Tassels?
Yeah.
There you go.
These
I mean,
kind.
Leon is not a Reno stripper.
Yeah.
But he would be if he could make a buck. He would be.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I'm not certain it's appropriate for Twitch, but I was just thinking.
sorry.
I was thinking of a wonderful episode of Oprah where they talked about being vajazzled.
Yes.
What?
I don't.
Yes,
We
no,
can talk
we'll
about
do
that
that
off
later.
stream.
Yeah, let's. Wow.
Let's move
Yeah.
along.
Who is it?
Okay. Whew.
That also that lends itself to the fact that there's a piece of equipment called a vajazzler.
No, it's
Yeah.
just the bedazzler thing used to bedazzle.
Vajazzle.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a multi-purpose tool.
Don't know that I want hot glue there, but whatever.
It was a horrible way to find out such a thing existed. So thank you, Oprah.
Oh no. Well, let's go back to the warehouse. There's a lot of info on the table, and we have this additional dude to look into. We don't know his we got to figure out I don't know, look him up in a phone book or something to figure out if he's part of the chantry or part of the government or where we might find him.
So you,
All right.
we'll go back upstairs, and then she will walk in and say good morning to everyone and just start info dumping them. And as she's info dumping, she's gonna hand Leon a bottle of very nice Ravani rum. And you, Ilian, a bottle of very decent wine.
No. I put the bottle down. I know this is important. I understand. Ilian's hair is sticking at odd angles, and it is very the only thing missing from the papers is red string. It's a lot, and they clearly have gotten a little too deep into the weeds.
Alien's having a Charlie Day moment in front of the red yarn wall.
Yeah, very much just I understand.
Like the lone gunman.
But immediately it's just there's different places and planes, and maybe we can figure out. But no, Lou. What the fuck?
And she'll
someone tried to kill us yesterday, and you vanished.
Okay, someone killed my mother.
Yesterday?
No! That's okay. Stop and listen. I will start at the beginning.
Well, before we start,
You ran away.
I didn't run away. I went to get more information.
yes,
Yes, but you didn't tell anyone where you
Ilian,
were.
Right,
Ilian.
because Ilian, I didn't have all the information to give you, and if I gave you fragments, it would make less sense.
Lou, I don't care about what information you bring to the table. I thought you were dead.
Mage Toussaint,
Ooh.
take a breath. Let Lou speak. I'll take care of your wine for you.
What? No. He takes the bottle back.
I thought so. Have a glass of that. Continue breathing slowly. Lou, please continue.
My name isn't Lou. It's Daniela Reyes Ruiz. I am the daughter of Lucia Reyes Ruiz, Seeress of Ravane, High Seeress of Ravane. My mother was murdered however many months it was prior to the start of the campaign. I think it was 6 months. I was framed for the murder. I had to go into hiding. Where else to hide but Orlais? Because who would expect a Ravani Seeress's daughter to hide near the capital?
Excuse me, Lou, Danielle?
Danny's fine.
Danny? Just a moment. And Leon pops the cork off the rum and literally turns that handle up and takes good 3 or 4 really good, just straight gulps. And puts the cork back on and sets it back on the table. Continue.
So, I contacted an Orlesian bard to help me get information. My little bird is my contact. who has been trying to get me information. The information, and then she'll just start info dumping into everything up until she met you guys and blah, 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 including the information she's found since being in Orlais, the guy at the docks who doesn't know where his family is, what happened to her in the square, all of it. Everything she's told Amara, she will now tell you. Condensed for streaming time. So I went out to the floating market to confront this guy. The knife is his, but he's not the one who wielded it. It was wielded by someone working within the Seekers.
Leon.
And this morning...
Oh, sorry. Please keep going.
And this morning, I went and staked out the Seeker's place to try and get any information on the state of affairs, and she will also give you that information as well. So Cassandra Pendergast is missing.
That was known, right? Because this isn't new information.
This isn't new information, but in comparison to everything else that has been happening, it's not exactly front page. Front page is the Empress is gone. The nation is in civil war. There were tons of disappearances here in the capital. But really quick, Leon, give me a willpower check. Willpower roll.
Okay. Great.
And as he's making that, she's going to say, they have been searching for someone of my bloodline. That I got from the crows.
That, am I using self-discipline as a focus?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a self-discipline focus?
Still, I do. It still really doesn't help, though. It's still, I mean, hey, you can't be as debauched as Leon is and not have some measure of control.
You also have a reroll on the table.
We do have a reroll on the table, but I'm going to save that reroll because I got a 9.
All right.
And I feel like this is a roll that could be fun to fail.
You feel briefly like you are falling. As the discussion comes up about the fountain that's missing and the man whose family disappeared. As if, for a brief moment, there was a fountain there. And then it's as if your feet are ripped out from underneath you and you are thrust into the reality of, wait a second, no, there is no fountain, and your mind is stuck with that dichotomy.
In fact, to play this a little bit further, like Leon zones out. If any, who knows if anybody notices, but Leon zones out as Danny is info dumping on us, and then Leon actually kind of slumps off the chair.
Leon.
Romania Rome is strong.
Rush forward to help. He can drink more than that.
But how much did he drink yesterday and last night?
Do I sense that I could heal him?
John, does this look like does it look like Leon is still present but not present, or does it look like Leon's just kind of slipped out?
It is as if in your mind, two knowledges exist. Maybe even a memory of you and your sister, perhaps, at that fountain.
That doesn't exist.
Yes.
But does exist.
Yes.
Leon, look at me. Leon.
It's not there. It's not there. It's not. It's there. It is there.
Wanna loop us in, bud?
The fountain.
Yes.
Danny will walk over to Leon and gently take his face in her hands until she's looking at him. The same thing happened to me on the way to the cathedral. I know what you're feeling. And I don't know why it's there. I've never been here before. It's the first time I've ever been in the city.
I've been here before, Danny, but the fountain isn't there.
I know. But it should be. Or should it? I'm there with you. I promise, my friend. I didn't know
Ilian,
how else to explain this to any of you because it made no fucking sense.
Ilian thumbs off the cork of the fancy booze and sniffs just to make sure there's nothing else in there.
No, it's just the wine. It's just a really
Ooh.
nice wine.
No, of Leon's thing. 'Cause-
Oh no, it's
Uh,
just rum.
So, Ilian gets a new piece of paper and starts. If there's a fountain that is there or wasn't there, there's the man with the children. Different people have vanished. Is there a way to map out?
Question, as
If there's a
Ilian's thinking
pattern.
aloud.
If there's a pattern, we could find it. We just have to look broad enough for a pattern.
Ilian and Leon's knowledge of nobility. Okay. Is their knowledge broad spectrum, like they would know nobles from other countries?
I would say Ilian would know, like, high level. Just because, like, there is some, like, interdiplomacy between countries. But Ilian wasn't expected to know, like...
Do you know my mother's name? Either of you?
She was the high... Is that... I don't know the leadership system. Frankie doesn't know the leadership system.
Yeah, there's one Sirius that oversees all the other Siriuses as well.
Oh, then yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
then
have
I
the
know.
queen. You have
Yeah.
the queen, but they are separate from the rest of the Ravani. The queen rules in Daresman, but not out in the wild. So her influence is really there. Whereas the people actually go to the Siriuses for their advice and all of that stuff. So
If Leon had spent any time among the Ravani, I think it would have likely just been among the common folk. I can't imagine that Leon would have spent much time with the upper crust, as it
right.
were.
And in that case, you would know her mother's name. And the reason I'm asking them that, John, is because either my mother exists in this world or she doesn't, which means either I am from here or I am not.
They know your mother.
So the only thing I can think of is that something happened when my mother died. Why would I have memories of a place I've never been? Are they mine, or are they another version of myself? Is there another version of myself? I see what I mean? How can I bring this to you guys if I can't even figure it out?
No. Danny, I'm not angry at you for looking.
No, I know you're not. I'm
answers.
kind
You
of
know
angry at
better
myself.
Just tell us next time.
Look, I've been on my own for so long now. And I couldn't stand, and she looks subconsciously at Amara.
Ah!
Even though she gestures, like, I couldn't stand if anything happened to you. And then she looks back at everyone else. And to
We
think
got
that, and for, you can if you want to. And,
Yeah, we do.
and to think, and I was thinking this was all because of me. And that my presence was causing you danger.
No, I don't think your presence broke through.
No, not broke the world, but might. It might be. Okay, maybe it's stupid, but
No.
I thought they were after me.
If you are experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing, then perhaps we are both not of this place. Maybe my sister never existed here either. Your mother existed here. I've heard tales of your mother, and frankly, she's frightening. But
Tell me
John,
about
I
it.
have a question.
Yes.
Because I rolled very high with the science magic stuff.
Okay.
Is the implication that there wasn't a multiverse before an event? Or is the implication that there has always been a multiverse?
and the event just made us aware of it.
Yeah, that's my question.
So here is the cusp of what you are coming to understand for Ilian. And that is,
Listen up, viewers.
you have been working with this Ori and the maps and the papers that describe what looks like a star chart, what looks like a solar system,
Yeah.
except that it is all identical pieces moving away. And there comes a point where you notice, and this was last episode, you notice that there is a terminus. Like there is a point where like the machinery ceased to work. But I'm going to go ahead and say this because that roll, you also realize as you're rolling it into backing it up, that it all collapses down into one.
So this thing is spreading outward, but it's all going to converge
Well-
back together.
More along the lines for
It started as one and is split.
yes.
Oh,
So
In fact, I will drop this because that roll that you did do, that terminus you think is a point of no return.
so it's done.
Whatever that means.
So I have some good news. According to what they've clearly had some of the most brilliant researchers in Valorant working on this for months, and they should have called me.
You're heroes.
Clearly, God damn it, there was an event that caused the world to fracture. So, Monsieur Hubert and Danny are not from a different world than Amar and myself. We are all from the same place. So, everything that was here has been split. And as near as I can understand, it does not appear that this is a reversible event.
so what you're saying is the fountain and that man's family were here, and now they're just gone, and they're never coming back.
I did not say that individuals couldn't come back, because this is a new field of study.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know-
I'm okay.
I don't want to say everybody's lost
I know.
forever, because that seems vague.
I feel like it's tied to that damn tapestry.
I
I
think
feel like the tapestry would tell us what's happening.
the tapestry showed a column of what I think we agreed seemed to be like a vast amount of arcane energy causing refraction. So I don't think this is a situation of, oh, we'll just make a second catastrophic amount of magic energy and everything will come back. That would be a ridiculous thing to try, I say. It's the basis of the entire fucking game. The bombs doesn't fix things. Now it does not say here, from my understanding, John, feel free to cut me off if I say
no,
anything
no.
that's completely wrong, that
We
the
haven't
world-
stopped you yet.
the world can't be like, there's still a connection. You remember your sister. You remember the fountain. If the connection between the worlds was severed, that wouldn't exist. Like, there would be no memories of it.
How
So
can you be
if-
sure of that? How can you be sure of that?
I hold up like 20 different pieces of paper and go, this is as close as we're getting right now. I'm doing my best.
You moved that one back.
No, you were right. It actually helped me look at it in a different way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're not saying that the people of We're not saying that the people who are missing are lost. They're just not here.
It depends on your definition of lost. It doesn't appear that they're dead. It does not appear that they are in some sort of... I don't think they're in the Fade. They are just in a different battle royale.
So then my mother's murder makes more sense. Because the ancestor spirits that she contacts would know the difference. They would know of this convergence. Or divergence. And possibly
Shit.
could have or would have warned her.
Shit? Yeah, no, I hadn't thought of that. I thought they just sucked and murdered a very important person.
Well, they do suck, and they not only murdered her, but they set me up to take the fall. Because they're afraid that I can do what my mother can do.
Can you?
Maybe, with training.
Can
Ooh.
I have a 2 in spirit, so maybe eventually someday, but right now she can't.
So
Wait, is that what Danny just said at the table? I have a 2 in spirit, so
That's what I said.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I guess that would be some... I guess that would be some rudimentary training.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
I guess that would be some rudimentary training.
Amara's
But, like, right
gonna-
now she doesn't.
Amara's gonna walk over to the orrery and like, what is at the end of the track?
It just stops.
Amara fast forwards to the end where it stops working. And she looks back up at everyone and says, "What happens next?"
Imagine, if you will, you've seen those toys that kids play with, and you know it's like that little like ball of interconnecting pieces, and it goes down and it
And
collapses
pull it
into one.
apart.
And you pull it apart, and they just spread out further and further apart from each other. It's kind of like the Ori does this point where it just stops moving. Like there is a point where it just stops.
John, I have to say that was very Rod Serling of you. So thank you for that. That was very nice. Imagine if you will.
Imagine.
Question for you, John.
Yes.
Do we get from the notes that I'm reading? Do I get that it's just the physical contraption of the Ori is not advanced enough to understand that things keep expanding, or does something bad happen?
I don't think the Ori tells us what happens. It's just, or what the end is. It just says, "Here's
Yeah.
what's happening."
Yeah.
You're-
I don't think it can simulate that.
Yeah.
Well,
What
that's
I will
what
say
I'm
is,
saying is that the example you gave, John, of it only expands so far. Does the Ori stop working because it physically can't anymore, or does stuff end in three?
Like it's clearly the Ori has reached the end of its span. It can't span any further apart.
yes,
Because it's only so big.
there is that, and I would say this in that relationship is why was that point chosen to be the end? I mean, why would you make that the point of Terminus?
What does it look like?
I mean, literally,
what
you
I-
are watching this expansion of parallel entities
Yeah.
expanding until a point of they are nowhere near each other anymore.
Like the heat death of the universe. Kind of.
Well, I think it's like when the Ori is compacted, it is a simulation of one system, right?
Yeah.
And as you pull it apart, those systems duplicate and spread, and until some point, the systems are no longer touching.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you,
They're
everyone.
creating
I'm
separate
playing
entities.
A high intelligence character when I have no thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, Frankie, stop.
It's okay, and I do want to say the notes would also point out that they have recently captured these items. It's not that they have been working on this for months. They have only recently come across this stuff and captured it.
Captured.
The device.
Okay.
And
That we
John,
think
who
that
is it
belongs to
captured?
Cirrus.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It
who is
was
it
in the-
captured from again?
The Cirrus.
The Cirrus.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and the main giant one is in the in the temple. I believe I did say that, right? That's how I set it up. Or
Yeah,
have
you
I
did.
messed- Okay. It's been
So-
weeks.
Yeah, the major model is big. It's really big, and it's in the cathedral. There's no way I could have stolen that, but we stole the
No.
smaller one.
So, just want to. The orrery is connected to these events, or was made to represent these events.
I would
Maybe
say
a model.
Did it make this to better understand it?
Yeah. I would say this
Yeah.
is made to
The word
represent.
captured is confusing. Sorry.
I would say made to represent what is taking place.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a model representing what's happened, but to the
It's
best
not-
of the builder's understanding.
Yeah.
There has to be a pattern, right? Like magic moves in patterns, wind moves in patterns, everything has patterns. So if we had a big enough view, we could see the patterns and see how it split and where it went, and then maybe could predict where people are, and then maybe we could find people. I need
You look over and Leon is like eating Leon has the last scone and there's like half of it left in his hand, and he like looks up and goes,
Leon takes the. Leon takes it.
Is the Cirrus, if they captured this device from the Cirrus, does that mean the Cirrus and her crew, her coterie, started this process? Or did this process happen entirely unrelated to her? And if she did start the process, why? For what purpose?
This would have been. I cannot emphasize the scale of the amount of magical energy needed to fracture the world into multiple worlds and not just destroy it. Why don't we remember it? Like, that kind of explosion would have been discussed. Would have been. Nations would have panicked. There would have been. Somebody would have said something.
Unless all the people who were affected by it now aren't here anymore.
and if the rest of the people that have memories are like myself and Danny, they don't know what to believe.
Nor until we had an incident, an incident like the gentleman, or what I experienced in the courtyard, I would have never known. And with the gentleman at the dock, that was just his retelling. I didn't have any experience till I went near the cathedral. That's when I had the experience, and then Leon had it because I was relaying it to Leon.
It is at this point that there is a loud rap at the door.
Oh, did they find the bottle?
No, we stuffed it in a crate.
Ilian looks at just the diorama of madness, and we have to hide this. We have to hide this right now.
Blue goes over to the door. Well, Danny goes over to the door
Yeah, she does.
and holds herself, shakes, messes up her hair. Who is it?
This is
We're a little busy in here.
my apologies.
Oh,
I'm.
not now, Amara.
She is. This is Knight Lieutenant Avery, and I'm here for Templar Amara Pallier. Is that who is with you?
She will crack the door literally this far, looking all aflustered. She'll slap herself in the face a couple times so her face get red. I'll send her down in a minute as soon as I'm done. Okay? And then shuts the door again.
The brief moment that you do see someone outside the door, it is a Templar, but in, I would say, kind of parade equivalent armor. So,
I don't.
And
Ooh.
doesn't open the door far enough to allow the Templar to see what's in the room. So I'm assuming as we open the door, that stops on this side behind the door. And then walks over and says, I think you mentioned it.
Oh boy. Amara will like.
Also, hold on. Just get her cheeks red to look flushed and flustered.
I don't
Mess
think
up
you
the
need
hair.
to help her blush. I think she's good.
Yeah.
Did they
Amara
ask
is
for-
blushing now. Yeah.
Should I try to go as well?
Actually, they just asked for me. I'll see what they want.
Because you're in charge of watching me, so I don't go. Bang.
Yes. If they end up asking me to leave, I will come back up here first.
Do you want me on the roof following you?
I hope it doesn't come to that, but yes.
Totally gonna scramble out and head for the roof.
All right, I head down to
Would
meet
you-
this dude.
Would you like me to just follow
If we end up,
on the ground, perhaps?
That would be a good
let
idea
him
too.
bird and fly like that.
Can you do that?
let me see what this person wants. Maybe this could be mundane. We're supposed to be. Oh my God, Mage Tucson. We're supposed to be reporting somewhere. And Amara's gonna like turn around and start like going down this.
At the top of the stairs, as you are leaving, the individual's kind of standing. They see the door open. I'm guessing you just come out.
Yeah.
They look you up and down, and they're like,
Hi, boss.
first time in Val Royale?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I made the same mistake my first day here. I understand.
That dude thinks I'm a hoe. Fucker.
A successful one. A successful one. We support
Well,
that.
I did for you.
Stand.
Knight Templar, you are to report with me to the headquarters.
Should I bring my charge along with me?
No, they should go on their way to the White Tower, as far as I know. No, I'm just here to escort you. There is a matter of your induction.
Yes. Right. Well, lead on.
They just
Do you tell us?
I think Amara will, like, I will remind Mage Toussaint of their responsibilities with the White Tower. And I turn around, and I, like, open the door.
And I'm in the fuck room too.
I open. Oh yeah!
Oops. Don't worry, I made that mistake on my first time to Battle Royale as well.
Well, listen, Amara's already just be red, but she's just gonna crack the door because she doesn't want to show the whole thing and go. Mage Toussaint, just a reminder of your responsibilities with the White Spire, and I am on my way to an induction ceremony. So I will return shortly.
Thank you for that exposition, Templar Palier. Yeah, I will be along presently. Ooh.
Shut the door.
Leon, do you want to follow Ilian and I'll follow Amara?
I think that's wise.
This will be fun. I just.
All right. Well, with that said, it is 9 o'clock by our time here. So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Everybody can stretch their legs, run their dogs, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. So see everyone very soon. All right.
Hi.
And we are back. Hello, everyone out there in the wonderful world of Twitch. We're happy to be back. I think I've thrown my players for a little bit of a mental loop, maybe. I don't know, as we try and suss out this detail. As we figure out what's happening with this Ori. But then, of course, the Templars have to show up and ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
European History Part 1.
Truly. But yeah, Amara's gonna go with. Did she get the name of this dude?
This was, I believe, Knight Lieutenant Avery.
Knight Lieutenant Avery, and I just love that I have started off this relationship by the implication that I've had a whole ass orgy, including the mage under my care.
Maybe you just really wanted to make sure I was behaving, so you made me stay in the room.
Oh god, that's like where. That's like kind of where I don't.
It is worse. It is worse.
Well, there's nothing that Knight knows that says there weren't divided sections.
True.
No.
True.
That's true. That's true.
There's a tasteful partition.
It's Orlais, of course it is. But yeah, I'll follow the knight. What's his demeanor look like?
Honestly, they seem a little bit nonplussed. If anything, more put out that they're on an errand.
Amara's going to ask as they're walking, do you have fond memories of your own induction?
Honestly, I suppose, quite frankly, first week is probably the worst part of it.
Oh?
Yes. And they look at you for a long moment. When I joined the Templars in my induction, it's your first time to consume lyrium.
Amara tries to make it look like she totally knew that.
Of course, it's changed these days.
Oh,
They he just nods and. And quite frankly, I hate having to wear this. And they look at what they're wearing, and it literally is just pretty much a parade version of armor. All more for the pomp and circumstance of the situations.
I suppose that's fitting for Valerio.
Well, no time like the present. It's rather an interesting time. If you wish to mount, we can. I find it very disconcerting. I'm still not quite used to the fact that we can ride throughout Valroyo. On horseback, that is.
Why don't we walk?
It's my preference as well. I find a lot of the changes within Valroyo these days to be more haste and less propriety.
Have you noticed any other changes or strange things about Valerio? It's my first time.
Well, I've been stationed here since the beginning. Well, since my induction, I have only been here about 10 years ago. Recently the city passed an ordinance that as long as the streets are cleared by sundown, and he motions around at all the different businesses, in order to jumpstart the economy, people may come in and set up wherever.
As long as they're gone by nightfall.
By nightfall, all the stalls must be removed from the streets.
You know, I heard from a merchant who was coming through Valudos that the fountains of Valrio are just stunning works of art.
They pause for a moment in their steps and then continue walking. Perhaps there are a few, I believe.
What was this out of character? What was the street that the fountain was on? That Danny? That no wait.
It was right in front of the cathedral. It was like this big
Mhm.
square in front of the
Yeah.
cathedral. Oh, it had a name. The moon, the mirror of the sky reflecting pole.
Oh, what was the name? Oh, what was it that that merchant had said? Something like the mirror of the sky. Like they had all these wonderful names. Who names a fountain?
They pause again.
Send him into a patrol alt delete.
Interesting. These aren't things really widely discussed that I knew of outside of the capital.
This merchant had a fixation on public works of art.
Just nods. During your tenure here, however long or short it might be, perhaps not one of the things you should dwell on.
The fountains?
And they just keep silent as they're walking.
Okay. Amara does take a minute to catch up and be like, okay. Amara like clears her throat, like, lovely weather we're having. I'm glad the weather is nice for my induction.
Much better than last night, yes.
Yes, quite a storm.
Did you bring much else with you? Look, the knight looks over at what's on your horse.
I just have just my usual traveling gear. I don't have much more to my name besides that, if I'm honest.
I'll see to it that you have a comfortable quarters. If you take delirium, it will be a few days.
I see.
Are you aware? I don't know how... When you live here in Valroyo, you see other people as they're inducted and what they experience. Have you ever been told the tales? I don't wish to scare you off, but I feel like knowledge should be, first and foremost, something that you're aware of with this.
Some vague stories and references from older Templars in the Chantry, where I was. But I would appreciate a clearer view of the situation than what was shared with me, which was clouded by years of memories.
The first time that you will take lyrium, different people have different symptoms as your body adapts to it. You'll experience possibly sores, burns, or lesions on your body. Vomiting is not unusual. There are also those who experience visions.
Visions. When will I be able to... I have friends in the city that may want to call upon me. Will they be able to do so?
Will they know that you are at the headquarters with Templars?
I could let them know.
Might be wise to let them know, as they probably won't be able to talk to you for this first few days. But then, if they seek you out, they'll be able to discuss. And it will probably be a few months before you are given your first assignment, as you are still getting used to it. But I will be honest, do not be surprised if training becomes a part of your everyday regimen.
That makes sense.
I think Rev and I both have questions.
Yes.
Can I overhear this conversation as I'm tracking along the rooftops?
Oh, yeah.
1. 2, are they walking at like a really casual pace?
Very much so.
So I can get ahead of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to try and get ahead of them to drop down to the street level without being seen, so that I can intercept, and I'll make that apparent when you tell me I can do that I can intercept. Because Danny just realized that Amara has the dagger that was used to kill her mother, which she asked Amara to hold. So she's gonna try and be very discreet about getting it back off of her, and I have a plan.
Valroyo is built with that ornamentation on everything that it's pretty easy to remain unseen. In fact, it would probably be much easier during the night, but during the day even, you'll actually, let's go ahead and first, I want you to get a perception roll really quick.
From Lou or
From Lou.
Danny?
From Danny.
14.
There are other shadows up here that move.
Huh.
You realize that there is surveillance that happens in the city that tries to remain unseen.
The Seekers, I imagine, as one. Since we just learned that they do the old in the shadows and espionage. Do they seem to have taken notice of me as of yet?
They would note your passing. I would say that, unless you want to try and stealth away or maintain a stealth.
Definitely. Because last thing I need is Lieutenant Avery looking up and seeing me tracking along the rooftops. Yes, I definitely want to try stealth.
I do have one question when you get a second.
Okay.
16.
All right. They're not going to be able to track you. They may have noted your appearance on the roofs, but the moment you noticed there were shadows up here besides, you were easy. It was easier for you to hide your passing.
Okay.
Going to Frankie really quick.
Yeah. So, like, with my experience as a Circle Mage, is it normal for a Templar to be inducted like this without, like, a mentor? Like, just wanted to check, like, and I'm not obviously not hearing this whole conversation, but, like, does this situation seem sketchy at all?
Not really. In fact, technically, if Amara had done her time and training and mentorship here in Valroyo, they probably would have been inducted. They probably would have had this ceremony done earlier, much earlier.
Okay, just wanted to make sure this wasn't some.
Oh no. But yeah, Lyrium, is no joke. If you go and read some of the information on it and the way that your first exposure to it is, you're kind of like, why did they do this in the frickin' first place?
Mm-hmm. Like, after the first person, why did they keep on going?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm at this because Stevie, have my own thoughts about the Templars and the Templar Order, but Amara as a character, like at this point, still like believes in this system. Like she really hasn't seen a lot of the ugliness of the Templar, like how corrupt it is, and like the different things that go, the things that we learn over the course of games and other things. I also don't want to like break the game. Could Amara make either choice here, and would that still make the game go forward?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to make sure
No,
there
no.
wasn't like a.
Now, essentially, what would be happening? Well, you see how it plays out, you know, in the moment. But if you decide not to join the Templars or not to take Lyrium, in the case of you are not joining the Templars, your character would just leave the Templars. You could become a Chevalier of some sort.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll be able to make Amara's choice. I think I know what she's gonna do.
Well, wait for the moment, because you don't know what all could happen.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay, cool deal.
Ron's being sneaky.
Well, I don't want to give away too much. But so you make your stealth check. You are able to get down to the street level, and you're going to take the dagger from them in some way.
I am going to unbutton the top buttons on my shirt. I'm going to leave it very obvious that I'm Ravani, because you know that shit's lifted. You have lift and separate. Maybe if I have to tighten my corset just a little bit tighter, I'm going to come around that corner right in front of Amara. Oh, baby. I know that you could be away for a while. Major Liam was explaining it to me, and she just walks up and just lip locks Amara.
Amara's eyebrows go like wide, and like she like freezes, kind of like deer in headlights, like. Huh?
Quickly.
And Amara will do so.
And then she's gonna reach up under wherever Amara's keeping the dagger, pull it around between them, like she's got her hands, you know, feeling Amara up, and slide it under her own shirt. And when she backs up, she's gonna be holding a bit of cloth in her hand. I picked this up for you from the floating market, which is true, she did. And it's a very nice silk shirt. Just something to sleep in. And, you know, it's like a sleep shirt for something that'll keep her cool or warm or whatever. But it's very nice, a color that complements Amara. And I would hope, and she looks accusatorily at this knight, right? I would hope that they would let you have something from your girlfriend. I know what you were thinking, mister, and it's rude.
Thank you, my dove. I will keep it close to me.
And when she lifts it up to rub it across your face, you notice that it does smell of honeysuckle and strawberry, which is what the perfume she wears, because it was tucked into her shirt. So it does smell like her. And she just casually just tucks it right into the front of your armor until it disappears behind your breastplate. And then she looks at him again up and down. You couldn't afford a Ravani whore, and walks off.
Amara is just beet red. She's very confused because she thought we were all just teasing here for a little bit, but now she's like not so sure.
Can I just say, I also love that this still leaves the situation of the mage in the room with you and your girlfriend. Like that's
like they're on like discussion terms.
That's still a problem.
It's a big room. Relax.
We are staying at like awareness.
That's fair.
I apologize for any impropriety. A knight lieutenant. She does not meet his eyes.
Just kind of stares away around and is just like, you know, my time as a Templar has obviously left me
Limp.
less knowledgeable than I of current trends. Let's just get you where you need to be.
Knowledgeable of current trends.
So you do finally arrive at the headquarters, and it is a matter of they walk you into the building. You are paraded past Templars at guard and people moving around. Like, this is a busy location. Busier than you would have expected because obviously they have also joined the city guard in safeguarding Valroyo, which is a huge city. So there are, clerics walking around, and by clerics I mean people dealing with official government business kind of stuff as well. And you're taken across this grand foyer. A few people turn and look at you. There are a few whispers made. A few people will stop and watch, but then keep on moving through. And you're taken across into one of multiple sanctuaries. Now, the exterior of this was illuminated by, partially by skylight, a lot of lamps. You're taken into this cathedral, and it is now torchlight. It is a temple, obviously, to Illustre. How's it said? Sorry.
The Maker?
No.
Andraste?
Andraste, thank you.
Andraste, yeah, thank you.
Very reverent, but the lights are... It's just a torchlight in here. And a few candles that mark several pews as you are brought forward. The pace really hasn't changed much. But at the front are two people standing. And one has on their breastplate the symbol of the Templars. And the person standing next to them has the breastplate with the symbol of the Seekers.
Okay. Do I recognize in either of them?
Markings would tell you that the one on the left is the Knight Commander.
Ooh, okay.
Not Meredith, though.
No.
Thank God. And I will do whatever is proper in this scenario, like a bow or a salute or whatever is like considered proper.
Probably a salute. Recently elevated Knight Templar Amara Pallier. The Templar, the Knight Commander begins. It has been requested by the court and approved by the Templars serving with you, Valudos, that you be extended the rank and the opportunity to join the Templars in full. At the same time, you have served and worked outside of Valroyo, providing us with an opportunity. And the Lord Seeker nods. Indeed it does. As you have been training and have not yet taken lyrium, you have the opportunity to make a choice. In the events in the following what has taken place in the capital, we find ourselves in need of fresh recruits. Previously, we would have trained any seeker from childhood. This opportunity is now extended to you as a choice from this moment going forward. If you choose, and they on the table before you, they present you with 2 items. They set out a glowing gem, a sliver, thin, wafer thin. Choose the path of the Templar, and you will serve me, and you will serve us here. Lord Seeker sets out a dagger. Or you can choose to join the newly minted Seekers of Truth.
My lords, this is quite an opportunity. Quite a privilege to be bestowed upon me, this choice. What would happen to my current charge to Mage Toussaint?
As far as we understand it, according to documents and the approvals of the court, Mage Toussaint is currently assigned to some sort of duty on behalf of the Chantry. We are not a part of that. Any duty that you are performing in that method is up to you. Is this more of a matter of going forward, how you are trained and how you are deployed?
I humbly request a moment for prayer and self-reflection.
We can guarantee this moment. The Knight Commander looks at you and says, there is always also the third option. If you find that your heart is not ready for this moment, or that you feel that this is not how Andraste seeks you to serve, you may always exit the chapel. These are odd times that we are living in, and we have recently seen a large amount joining us. So we understand that we are not, I would say this, previous Knight Commanders would have been upset to see anyone leave. I offer you free will. Stay and serve or go. We'll leave you with your choice. Call for us when you have made it. And nods to the Lord Seeker, and both of them actually walk out of the room, out of a chamber to the left.
Okay.
Are you?
Little side conversation related that I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to interrupt, is that can Danny sneak in there to track in through the belfry or whatever to keep an eye on Amara to make sure they're not going to fuck her over or try to kill her, so that I could be perhaps hearing this or be able to drop in?
I will allow it, but I'm going to set the difficulty pretty high, because this is going to be a place that they are watching over, and I'm going to set your difficulty at, let me pull up my thing, it's going to be 17 at Formidable.
And we
20.
do have a... Oh, okay.
Wow.
So we have a reroll, but we don't need it.
With 5 on the stunt dice.
Hell yeah.
You are able to make your way across from a nearby building, leaping from a roof and onto a maybe perhaps some scaffolding that is being used to repair. And make your way, following pretty much the route that you see, and looking down through a belfry. Yes, you would see the chamber barely lit as this conversation takes place.
And they have left.
They have
Mara is
departed.
by herself.
Yeah, and all the shadows, as it were, up here that have been up on the roof. There comes a point where you have been able to get past them, so they're not really paying attention to what happens inside. It's more like their eyes are turned out.
Can I drop down?
Absolutely.
Totally want to land in the fucking Black Widow pose just because.
Amara fucking jumps. Like, she was not, like, she knew Lou was following, but, like, did not expect, like, Danny.
You okay?
And Amara's talking very quietly, so to not be heard outside. Danny, the Lord Seeker and the Knight Commander were here. They both offered me a position with their orders.
That's up there.
And Amara looks back at the dagger and the bit of lyrium.
Look, Amara, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you pick up that dagger, I'm going to drop back down out of that belfry. How can they deny two people one who evaded them? Two people on the inside? Seeker doesn't have to be a Templar, right?
No.
Or let him arrest me.
No, that is also, we should not
Oh,
do that.
I can pick a lock with my eyes closed. It's fine.
But being a Templar is what I've wanted for so long. And it could... Being with the Seekers could give me more opportunity. But the Templars could give me power. Power to...
You what? Okay, you want a quiet audience? I'm doing the best I can.
You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great, Sweaty. You're doing great.
Michael and I, Leon and Ilian are just playing rummy.
I literally feel like what happened on the outside is that Ilian got walked up toward the cathedral, realized that they were inside, and was like, and then a few minutes later, Leon walks up behind Ilian and is like, so drinks?
Drinks.
I want to be able to protect people.
Power to protect someone doesn't come from ingesting the substance. It comes from what's in here, and she will touch Amara's heart. And the skills that you have here and touch her on the forehead. The desire to do what you're already doing lays within you. You are a protector. I'm not telling you to not take that path. I'm not telling you what path to take at all. I would follow you into the abyss.
I won't ask that of you.
You wouldn't have to. Because you would do it for me.
Amara nods.
But there's also, they said if you need time, you can take time. Just depends on what you want.
She looks back at the things laid before her. and turns back to Danny and says, Danny, could I have a moment alone?
Sure. Do you want me to walk out the front door, obviously, or do you want me to sneak back out the top?
Ideally sneak.
Okay. And she'll stand up, because I'm assuming you're still kneeling down.
Mhm.
And then she will kneel back down and kiss Amara again, but gentler. Just hold her face and just kiss her very, very softly.
Amara will cautiously hiss back, and like as they like pull apart, Amara will say, we should probably talk more.
We should. And we should probably get rid of that tent of yours. Mine's perfectly fine.
And she like blushes and she goes, this is a lot. I don't know. Amara just looks And so Amara will reach back out and grab the front of Danny's shirt and pull her back in for one more kiss.
Oh, she will let herself be pulled. And you feel that surrender, like she lets you do it. There's no resistance. She fully goes with it.
And Amara pulls back.
So hot.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
So hot.
Oh, yes. I just need the praise. I just need more praise. And Amara
Oh,
will...
you're so good, Amara.
I didn't know if that was something Danny was saying, and I didn't want to miss it. Amara says, I know where I need to go, but it's dangerous.
You still want me to go? Or do you want me to stay?
Go, but don't go too far.
Be up in the belfry.
And Amara will turn back her focus to the Andraste statue in front of her and like claps her hands in front of her and kneel her head and just quietly say a prayer to Andraste and the Maker and whoever else might be listening that she hopes she's making the right choice that will protect the people she cares about and protect the innocent lives that need protecting. And she stands up and she picks up the lyrium. And she walks out the door.
Okay.
Danny's gonna drop down and take the dagger and go back up in the belfry.
You motherfucker.
As you exit out of the room, both the Lord Commander and the Lord Seeker are there. Sorry, Knight Commander, Lord Seeker. And they turn and look at you and say, have you made your choice?
I have. And she holds up her hand with the lyrium in it.
Then the choice is yours to make. Will you take it now? Or will you have you escorted then to one of the chambers nearby for your prayerful time?
Might I have a letter delivered before?
And they nod and they call for probably a Templar in training to come over.
someone that used to be in my rank. And I'll write out a quick letter. I know Danny knows, but we'll write out a letter to. We'll address it to everyone, and have it sent to the warehouse. And say, please do not do anything dangerous while I'm incapacitated. I am becoming stronger. If anything should happen to me, or she includes like another sub note, like a tied up note that's like for Leon and Danny. And in the note for Leon and Danny, she says, if anything were to happen to me over the course of taking lyrium, should I have a negative reaction, or if I lose my way, take care of Ilian. And you see, she started writing Mage to Soul, but then she crosses it out and writes Ilian.
Ah!
And she has the letter sent to the warehouse.
My heart. Right?
Having so many emotions.
Can I follow the Seeker commander when they, after they drag him or take Amara off? Can I follow him?
Absolutely. They'll actually stop and fill out a few other things, and they're going to be departing for the Seekers headquarters. But are you following them mainly here in the building, or are you going to try and follow them outside?
I would assume that he's going to go back in to pick up that dagger.
He actually does.
So he's
Yeah, he will return.
when he's looking around for it. I'm going to do the same drop. Looking for this.
Oh! Oh!
She's gonna get so
Oh no! I'm gonna be too high.
He's gonna get so recruited.
Interesting.
This is your new bag. This is your new bag, isn't it? That's the word on the street.
Indeed. And who are you
Well,
exactly?
I'm Olivia Vasquez.
Huh. Olivia Vasquez, you managed to make it past quite a few skilled seekers.
I'm checking. I just wanted to make sure my girlfriend was okay. But
You are in some sort of relationship with them, then? A smile, a somewhat sinister smile spreads across their face.
Excellent. Cool. Great. Awesome. Love it.
uh-huh. I watched you guys on the rooftops, and she's gonna like spin it on her fingers. If I gotta roll for this deck stuff, just like flip it, twirl it, spin it on her finger. And in my travels today, I've made some very interesting discoveries. She's not pointing it at him, she's just absently doing it. She's not threatening him with it.
Amongst which would be...
Sandra Pendergast was a good woman. A pain in the ass sometimes. A lot of the Ravani had have cared for her methods. A little stern, a little stoic. But she was a good woman. She's not around anymore.
No, she's not.
And I can understand kind of the shift in tactics. Cassandra could be brash, brazen, hella out there. So technically everybody would see you coming, wouldn't they? How are you ever going to seek the truth if everybody knows you're coming to hide it before you get there? You need people who can listen and look without being seen.
There is one point that I think you are missing. I also need people with loyalty. Loyalty and an unquestioning devotion. To ending those who step beyond and become heretics. And the Lord Seeker takes a step forward. And those who would summon the forces beyond the veil.
Okay.
And those things that would be found within the blight.
Okay, as far as the what's summoned from beyond the veil, that's what the Templars are for. They're to prevent the mages from getting that far, yes?
They are, but there comes a point where even their efforts, we can eclipse them.
Yeah, you watch the Watchers. Let me ask you a really off-the-wall question, sir. And she doesn't say it shittily. There's a lot of things going on that a lot of people don't understand. A fountain that doesn't any longer exist.
His face goes straight with that.
Now, if you're anything like Cassandra really was, you're looking into that.
Indeed we are.
If you're like the person who murdered the High Seeress in Ravane, then you're not the person I want to talk to. But I think you and I can scratch each other's backs.
You're quite the enigma.
Hmm.
You say things about some of the greatest mysteries that are taking place all over. Exactly. Who are you?
I have your assurances that I will still be able to walk out of this building. And at least out of Val Royeaux, should you not like what you hear.
Perhaps. I can't guarantee anything because if you are a heretic,
I'm not. I have no... Okay, let me finish. I am Daniela Reyes Ruiz. I am Lucia Reyes Ruiz's daughter. Was framed for her murder, except I got away. A lot of people, I think that I disappeared in the snap. I want who killed my mother. I'm really trying to read his reaction to who I am.
I want a perception check on that. And I'm going to set it at a 17 again.
I've got 6, 6, 4, which is 16, plus 3, which is 19.
The perception,
Which would be 4 points on the stunt die. But
the change is almost imperceptible, but you can tell that there is a tensing within them.
Look, I didn't come here to hurt you. I saw an opportunity. As Ilian, who I do hold very dear to me, was presented with a choice that was only hers to make.
Oh, Amara.
Sorry, Amara, not Ilian, Amara!
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to get murdered in here if she chose the wrong way based on, certain things I know. But you didn't. You offered her a choice. With everything that's going on, tell me why there hasn't been an Inquisition.
Why there hasn't been an Inquisition?
Yeah.
Because we don't want people aware. We believe that there is blood magic happening right here in the capital. And we believe that there is something so powerful and sinister going on that it requires a great deal of people.
I agree with you.
And I mean, as far as people, I mean fuel for said blood magic.
based on what I do know, sir, I would agree with you. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't have my mother's power. She tried to train me, but I have no talent for it. And she points up to the belfry. You can see what I have talent in.
And he actually relaxes at that.
It was never something that interested me. Call it mother-daughter things, but I also don't have an aptitude for it. But I do understand it, which is important. And I think I'm getting closer to understanding why my mother was killed. And this might make you uncomfortable, sir. But what a Ravani Seeress does is very specific. We speak to our ancestors, not me, but they speak to the ancestors. So, whatever's happened, and the regular communication that a High Seeress has with the ancestors, she could have potentially been forewarned of whatever happened. And maybe she was, I don't know. But I think it cost her her life, just the fact that she existed. And what started is trying to find out, and killed, who killed my mother. There's a lot going on. And I dropped in here on you because I had respect for who Cassandra was. And the way she dealt with my mother in the past.
Then perhaps your respect is replaced.
Do you think Cassandra had something to do with this?
You're very skilled at what you do, and you've been very truthful and given me a lot to think about, and for that reason, I will not pursue you if you decide to leave this room. If you truly think you are capable of working with me after what I will tell you, that will be very impressive. In the wake of what happened in the capital, on the night of the burning, yes, the Empress disappeared, and Cassandra disappeared. We were all scrambling. So many people gone. But some documents were found, plans. I don't know why, but it decided to be enacted after everything that happened. Because it's signed... well, it's signed by someone you might be surprised. You see... as near as we know, it was the thing being discussed the night of the burning. By the Empress. In whatever meeting was happening with Empress Celine Valmont the First, outlined a plan for the elimination of the High Seeress.
And she used a seeker to do it.
And Cassandra was there. And as things were in chaos, yes, a seeker killed your mother, if you are who you say. But right this moment, I have other things to consider, and that is perhaps we were played. Because you've given me some information that I didn't have.
So there's another Seeress out there somewhere. And look, don't think for a minute I didn't actually consider in the course of things I have learned that this Seeress might be my own mother. Because I did. But it made no sense because I'm the one that took the dagger that they left in her chest out of it. I mean, I don't even know if magic can do that. And she's legitimately like thinking, and she's like, I don't know. There's a lot of forces in play here. And if either of us needs something, it's somebody we can trust. And if I can do something for you that helps gather knowledge, that doesn't compromise either of our ethics, fine, I can do that, sir. The only thing I ever ask of you is to look out for Amara. She's a good person. She truly wants to help and protect people. And if the Empress was indeed talking about having my mother killed, maybe I need to reevaluate why she died. Doesn't mean I still don't want a chunk out of the person that did it and set me up for it, because that was a little unnecessary. But I can be open-minded if you can.
That is the position I tend to take here. Do you have any clue? Orlais is...
A shithole. Oh, sorry.
perhaps to some. Orlais is simply land. Val Royeaux, however, is an ocean.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that swim here swim in darkness.
That, sir, I would believe.
We all swim alone. Yeah. Don't kid yourself.
That? I'm assuming he's older than me by
Yeah.
a considerable bit. Nothing personal, but that's an old man's cynicism. I have 3 people that I'm very close to. We would dive into the abyss for each other. Because when you,
You
can
have.
trust somebody... Yeah. And Amara is one of those people. So is her mage. And so is my cousin Leon. Distant cousin. My pirate uncle just couldn't keep it in his pants. But that's neither here nor there.
Why are you giving the bad guy all of our
They
names?
already fucking know. They already know who you are.
I'm just panicking in the background. Sorry.
Amara made a choice today. I can't guarantee... Here's the thing. I'm truthful to my oath. If you want Amara never to have to worry about me or cross me, just make sure they uphold their end. I won't ever come after them. But right now I have to wonder if something even bigger is going on because of this threat that I believe is happening with blood magic.
Well, something out there is definitely using blood magic. We've seen it used against us, not by us.
What do you mean?
Assassins appearing out of nowhere. With tools of blood magic on them. Burned, of course. Can't leave that stuff around.
Where at?
Do you not know what happens in Valudo? Where we came from.
Where all the armies are currently converging.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be sending seekers there. Whatever you think, I don't even know at this point. I don't even know what you really want at this point because I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised. Your level of honesty is not something we find here.
Well, the problem is that everyone plays a game here. Everyone wears a mask, don't they?
They do. Even the tough boss.
Does he speak like he's from here?
Yes. I don't do, you know me, I don't do the French accents.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's the problem when you grow up playing games all the time, is you don't know ever who you can really trust. Sad, really.
What is it you want?
I told you. I don't want you going after Amara. I mean, if she breaks the rule, fine. But I want you to leave her alone.
For the information that you've shared today, I promise you that I have no machinations that will involve them. I will even leave you out of it.
The second thing, I've already asked you for.
And that is...
The person who killed my mother. I don't care what their plot was. They hung me out to dry for it.
I can't give it to you directly, but if you are as skilled as you are, go to the headquarters of the Seekers of Light. Sorry, the Seekers of Truth. Find my office, and they list off a location where they keep their documents. You'll find the order, signed by the Queen herself.
By the Empress.
Sorry, yes, the Empress. My bad.
Now, this Cirrus has a hell of a reach, doesn't she? And let's not fake like neither of us know about her. We do. You do, I do.
There is one who calls themselves the Cirrus.
There are magics that can muddle the mind. So, it doesn't matter so far yet that the Empress signed this until we figure out what the Cirrus knows. Who she is, and what exactly it is she wants. Or are you not searching into that?
Oh no, we are certainly searching into that.
So, before you besmirch Cassandra's name, just think about that. There is magic that can muddle the mind. Drugs, too. Everything isn't always what it seems, especially in this city. But I've taken up enough of your time. I'm sure you're ready for your lunch. I mean, if you eat lunch this time of day.
Steal a document. I've got no use for it for now, and it'll give you the name of the person you're looking for. But if this friend of yours, this Lillian Toussaint, have them check it out. Have them inspect it. Have it taken to the White Spire. They're going to find the same thing that we had. And that is that the document is without a doubt authentic.
I'm pretty good at recognizing a forgery.
Then look into
But
it
again,
yourself.
look, if I muddled your brain, which I can't, because I'm not a mage, but if I muddled your brain and had you sign something, it'd still come out in your handwriting, wouldn't it?
It would have to be a very powerful person able to get past all the Queen's escorts and bodyguards.
You have a good day. She's gonna start walking towards the front door.
It was nice to meet you. Daniela Ruiz, what was it?
Reyes Ruiz.
I shall do my best not to forget your name.
Oh, I'm sure you won't. Shit, I forgot the button back up.
And they turn around and just exit out stage left. And
She's
I
gonna be
think,
totally cool until she gets out of the gate and then take off into the crowd looking for Leon.
okay.
But we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there to some extent, but really quick, because I feel kind of bad for Leon and for Ilian. The two of you, what were you said you were going to go find drinks. Was there anything else you were going to be doing?
Oh no, we already played out our entire conversation in our chat.
I appreciate that. I completely appreciate that.
We are Pete in the Dragon Age or Lay fans, so if you're on the Discord, hop on and see us drunk tank.
There you go.
Welcome.
I mean, Ilian still has to go to the White Spire at some point.
Nobody sent for me.
We'll deal with that next episode.
Like Ilian and Leon literally showed up to the concert venue. The door was shut, and we were like, "Well, I guess we're gonna go get drinks."
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that concludes it for tonight. I really hope everybody had a lot of fun, some roleplay heavy and plot as we move towards the final episode of Season 1 of our Dragon Age campaign. So this is not obviously Season 1. I do want to clarify that we intend to continue this. Here at Rook and Rasp, we do try and stick to a certain quarter of the year and then let everybody enjoy. Con season's coming up, so a lot of us are going to be working conventions, but then we will plan to start this up again in a few months. But we do have, at this point, I'm thinking it's going to be next episode that everything is going to play out. So it could happen in next episode or the episode thereafter. Just the way pacing went tonight. Yeah. I hope everybody had a great time. And be sure to be watching and come check out our Discord because we'll be making some announcements about Seriously Let's Play and people we got joining us for that, which will be the next show. I'm showrunner on, but I'm actually GMing only 2 games this entire season. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right. Well, everyone, y'all have a great evening. And we will see y'all soon. Night, everybody.